is going on, everyone? Ned D just here with another Advanced Wars by way of replay analysis. Today, we're going to check out a high-level, high-stakes Fog matchup between two of the best Fog players currently, and also breaking down a unique, interesting CO matchup that is often overlooked, in my opinion, in the Advanced Wars community. We're going to be discussing that and the tactics behind it, and also examining a current map in the Global League rotation. Starting off, let's talk about this map right here. You guys might recognize it. I've played a few games on it. It is 1v1 Marne V2. I like saying Marne because my neck went crazy. Marne. Anyway, for you guys that follow the history, this is V2. V1 actually didn't have a black boat, and there was a lot more roads enabling an early recon harass that was basically unstoppable. You build a day 3 recon, and you basically get an incredible advantage. So if you don't build a day 3 recon, you would lose basically, but they refurbished the map. They put the black boats on here. Sammy used to have some cheese early on, so they added a black boat. Then they got rid of some of the roads, added some forests. But some people like me, we still build day 3 recons on this map, even though it might not be as great as it used to be just out of pure habit. Or maybe we think we're playing on version 1 instead of version 2. I've done that before. I was like, wait, why is the recon so bad now? So just to keep in mind, version 2 recons have been nerfed. So now recon build day 3 takes 1, 2, 3 turns to reveal on the city rather than just 2 turns to reveal an attack. So it's not quite as overpowered as before. But notable about this map, you have 3 bases in the corner and 1 river flexi base. When I mean flexi base, you can build an infantry or a mech here, and you can either go to the side over here and reinforce on this side, or you can go to the top over here and reinforce on the top area. You can also choose to build vehicles and flood to the top over here. Now, in general, and also there's an airport in the corner. We don't talk about the airport in the corner too much. You build maybe a copter. I don't spam copters on this map personally because it's in the corner, but strong side, weak side. Now, it really depends. I generally consider your HQ side your strong side, even though you could reinforce vehicles on this side. Now, why is that? Well, first off, you have this nice forest there. You can plop an artillery and really control this area, control the mountain. And controlling the mountain is an enormous advantage on this map because the mountain gives great vision. If you're blue, the penguins right here, this mountain gives you a huge area of vision control right there, just from infantry. You don't need to build a recon. You can see it all the way over. You can see this city over here. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can't see the city, but you can see anything that goes towards it. You can see anything reinforcing from the top over there. So controlling these 2 mountains here is ginormous, and having an artillery here, locking down the mountain and locking down this city is a huge deal. So I consider this the strong side, even though you could technically pump vehicles up here. It really depends what CO matchups you're playing, who gets what properties. Typically, blue, let's say we're the blue bottom player, we're going to get this city, this city. This is contested. These 3 cities are typically contested. Actually, this corner city can also be contested as well. If I'm orange, usually I get this corner city though early on, and as orange you're going to get these 2 cities. This could be interrupted by a recon in in previous iterations, but now it's solidly in orange's hand. Obviously the comm tower falls under orange. No one cares about the labs. This is not a live league game, so no one's going to care about capping the labs, but this little crescent moon in the corner is contested, although I would say these are pretty safely orange. But this one here, this one here, this one here, and I would still say orange controls this one right here. It really varies, though. It depends who puts more pressure. If I choose to be a strong side over here, blue will probably get it under these control, and orange will get on this control. It really depends where you opt to send all your vehicles to that determines what cities are actually contested. It is a tale of 2 sides, typically. So wherever you choose to invest more, you're typically going to flip these 2 properties, and maybe this one over here as well. So just keep in mind it's a flexible map, but typically, my experience, the strong side seems to go over here for blue, and over here for orange, just due to that strong mountain presence. Plopping an artillery behind this mountain is also locking that city. Once you lock down the mountain over here, you take control of the mountain, you can move that artillery up 2 spaces, and then you can lock down that city as well. So just a lot of options here. So very interesting matchup. Usually in the lower tiers, like Adder's actually not too bad on this map. Typically Adder doesn't get that much play in tier 4 and Fog matchups, but Adder has some good play with mech play. T-Copter play is actually a thing here. Sammy has some viability here. Adder has some viability with the mechs as well. So a lot of COs here. There's a lot of flexibility what COs you build. Typically in tier 4 you can see Jake's is good, Adder's good, Jess is good, Sammy is good. Like, I like this map for that flexibility. Anyway, that's enough talking about the map right now. It's a lower income map, by the way. You're typically going to have around 19k to 20k, I want to say. I didn't do the calcs, but it was in the lower range. So that benefits more day-to-day COs rather than the Olafs, Hawks, etc., who want more income, so the game goes on longer, global damage does more damage. So the less income typically, the better that, say, Von Bolt becomes, Max becomes, etc., the more aggressive CO. So this is on the lower spectrum of income. Now let's talk about the CO matchup, which I find very fascinating. Hawk versus Hawk. A lot of people's first instinct when doing Hawk versus Hawk is do not use your Hawk superpower first, because if you use your Hawk superpower first in the matchup, you're going to do 2 damage and heal your 2 damage, right? Great. But on your opponent's turn, they're going to undo the 2 damage you did to them and do 2 damage onto you. And chances are you're not going to have a bunch of 8 HP units at the beginning of your turn that are going to get healed. So when you use it first, you're not really going to heal that much damage. But when you receive the damage at second turn, you're going to receive a lot more damage. So it behooves most people just to sit on the CO power and never use it. I have had a game that went 30 days. Neither Hawk used the superpower. Neither. It happens. I will say, I have had other instances. I was playing Tordred. I was winning versus Tordred on the map Misty. High income map. Hawk is great. Winning. Had an income advantage. We both had our superpowers available. He used the superpower first. He killed like 7 to 8 of my tanks. I just resigned after that. I didn't have anything to heal up or do damage to. I didn't even use my superpower. I just lost my whole army. It is possible to use your superpower first and really just break through your opponent's entire army. Weakened everything to 8 HP. Tanks can one-shot the infantry. They can one-shot the artillery on plains and roads. There's a lot of potential to just wall break and do a lot of damage. So keep in the back of your mind, 80% of the time, you do not want to use your superpower first, but there is the option to use it. Some people also like to do the power first. Okay, then the opponent uses the superpower. Then you use the power again. There's a whole bunch of different dynamics you can do with Hawk. Typically, I'm in favor of holding until it becomes advantageous to me to use the superpower first, but it's in those rare 20% of instances where this just happens, and we will see this in action, because a superpower, spoiler alert, superpowers get used. So people aren't playing chicken too long. They're going to be using those powers, because if you see an opportunity to inflict a ton of damage that is not recoverable, you should go for it. That involves having a lot of good vision, though. You don't want to just baboon yourself in there like, oh yeah, attack. No, you want to make sure you have the correct intel first, which comes from these mountains. Anyway, lastly but not least, let's talk about these players here. GetGood, also known as an alt of Quacker Duck 3, I believe. Up-and-coming player. I think he's around 1600, 1550 right now. And Fog, phenomenal player. I think he only plays Fog. I remember I played him when I was he was 1300 and I was like 1500, and he beat me in an Eagle Mirror. I was like, damn, that guy got lucky. And then I was like, wait, he actually played good. I should stop blaming luck. And then a month later, it was at like 1600, and I was like, okay, he surpassed me in ranking. So maybe it was, it wasn't luck. He just beat me. He's a strong player. He really rose to the top quite quickly. I think during this game, he was top 5, and I believe the opponent was also, GrondGrondGrond was also top 5. GrondGrondGrond, I do not believe is an alt. I talked to the guy, actually. I have a game versus him on this very map as I record this. A different matchup. I am Jake, and he is Jess. So it's tier 4. Anyway, GrondGrondGrond, another 1500, 50 level player. So both these are about 1550 level players. Top 0.05% of Advanced Wars players. Clearly very good. So both of them are predominantly Fog players. You're not going to really see them playing Standard or High Funds. So just Fog players, very tactical. They don't really have as great macro. They're kind of like me. I don't have great macro. Usually I have really good tactics. And these guys have very good tactics and not as good macro. Not to say they have bad macro, but their tactics is where they really shine. And I've seen that in their games, and I think we're going to see that here as well. Just the tactical genius between these two players. So GrondGrondGrond, by the way, I was like, what the hell does your name mean, dude? I thought it was like, when I don't understand a name, I assume they're like Chinese and like maybe they mistranslated or something, but it's like, what up, dude? No, it's completely like speaking English, and he was like, oh, it's from Lord of the Rings. Like there's like a ram that go Grond or something. I don't know. It's a Lord of the Rings reference for you guys that know. I don't watch The Hobbit since elementary school, so I don't know any of that stuff. So if Gandalf is saying GrondGrondGrond while he beats Bilbo to death with his cane, I don't know. Anyway, without further ado, let's start this game, because actually it is quite a lengthy game. So anyway, starting on from the orangies in the top, GetGood in the bottom, and the pengies, we have GrondGrondGrondy. He's on his Grand grind. So, typically, and by typically, I mean you always have to go for this base first because that base is crucial. It's going to be your infantry pumping base or mech pumping base. A lot of the times, you go for this forward city first instead of the airport. Even though this is a chain, you want to get this infantry over here as quick as possible to get to the contested properties first. Some people like to go for the airport chain, that's fine as well, but typically you do not bring this infantry back ever. You always pump them forward. You want to get the city as soon as possible. You want to get these two cities and these two cities here as early as possible to come back from the recon opening. And I believe GrondGrond actually plays this like Marne v1, and he builds a day 3 recon thinking, wow, this recon is overpowered. And I'm not saying it's not and good, but it's not as overpowered as it used to be. So we'll see how the recon opts to do. So GetGood gets the airport first rather than going for the forward city. So we already have a little divergence. And we have the recon opening. And recon goes forward. Like I said, it's going to take a few turns to reach over here. And he's not going to be able to stop that property. Now, if this recon would... Also, like, Orange really forced this infantry down here pretty quickly. So even if this was like the other one, the recon would not be able to reach that in due time, I don't believe. Even if it reached to, say, the city next turn. So he would be getting that city. Orange is well prepared for the recon opening. Actually builds a T-copter. I've seen Rip build a T-copter on this map as Sammy. I'm not sure if I would really advocate for it here. I typically would build a tank, I would say, on my little weak side over here, technically, to fend off against any recons. But instead of going for the tank, Mr. GetGood actually opts for the T-copter. Did he have enough for a tank, actually? He did have enough for a tank, so he could have definitely built a tank if he wanted. But going for the T-copter, I wonder how this is going to play off. Is he have ideas about mechs? So the recon moves in, still has no idea what's going on in that city over there. Builds an artillery going on the strong side. I will refer to this bottom area as the strong side from now on, just to simplify things, even though it could vary from game to game. But that looks like it's how it's about to shape up. Orange will get both these properties before the recon even is in position. This would have been impossible in Marne v2 or Marne v1, so the new era is here. This looks like it's going to get a nice boosty for that infantry over there. Probably throw it forward over here, try to stop this cap, I would assume. Blue seems... If I'm blue here, yeah, I'd still go for this back cap. I wouldn't force this forward cap, even though it's contested, because you do want that early income. And there is also no investment on vehicles over here, so if you try to interrupt or get this cap, you won't have any vehicular support to defend that infantry, so it makes more sense. Get the early comm tower as Hawk, like I mentioned earlier. Oh, I didn't mention earlier. In earlier videos, Hawk is 10% extra firepower. So if you get the comm tower, you have 20% firepower, which enables 100% guaranteed to hit KOs on non-defensive COs, meaning no Sturm, no Von Bolt, no Javier. He will guarantee to hit KOs. 2 infantry attacking an infantry on the city, guaranteed dead. 2 tanks attacking a tank on the city, guaranteed dead, etc. So it is very useful to have that early comm tower. The recon reveals itself. Actually, the recon... Oh, it did reveal it. It zoomed by this. So he saw it. He saw the recon go by, so... Now the recon sees, oh shit, there's no infantry here. Imagine if he had a tank here, though. Imagine if instead of building that, he had a tank. It wouldn't quite reach, but you could probably put it in this, like, forest. And then you can, like, move your infantry here and trap the recon, perhaps. So, a little... I don't really know how I feel about that T-copter. Actually going to the bottom, rather than going to the strong side, kind of reinforcing the weak side. Trying to treat that as a strong side, I suppose. Infantry going over there, but he has no support whatsoever. The recon probably notices this. He's going to get a nice... chip shot off from this forest as well, which is a pretty nice little go. I understand the infantry positioning here. You want to have the flexibility to capture this, or this. You know, a wealth of choices, if you will. But there is 0 support, so that's a bit dubious. I would have probably put it in this forest right there. Get vision on the city, see if there's anything there. Maybe spot a recon. Or maybe you go up here and try to capture this property. But that seems a little reckless, personally, and this tank will not be able to reinforce. So, yes, interestingly enough, Orange going strong over here with the tank, and Blue going strong over here. Although, this is a curious move. I didn't mention the last turn. Building a artillery on his weak side at the top. I think he just happened to be using all his funds, so I think if he could afford it, he would have built a tank, and he didn't want to base skip. So we'll see how this works out. Infantry getting in position. Artillery going to its dream spot. And then the second dream spot right there, I would assume. Infantry is going to take control of the mountain and literally see everything. You're going to put an infantry on the mountain here. You're going to have a recon over here. You literally will see everything. You're going to have omniscience, basically. So vision is so crucial on this map. That mountain, I'm just going to say it. That mountain is more important than the city. That mountain is better than 1K. You have control of that mountain. It is more important than having 1 extra K. Leave that white. Having control of that mountain is more important. It is so important to have control of that mountain. You can see all the things come into position. You can see something go in that forest. You can see something going in that forest. If they go to the bottom over here, if they go over the top over there, you can see everything. These mountains are everything. This is the most important terrain tile on the entire map. There's 2 mountains. Let me hammer that home. Those mountains, important. Anyway, Orange comes in. Now he has tank support. He will cover this infantry over here. This recon bit that little infantry. He was like, ow! Then he went back, but now he's safe. The recon probably realizes this and is not going to get too feisty. You don't want to sack a recon too early anyway. Orange literally has like nothing over here. Tank coming in late. Probably could have gotten away with getting this property, but it's not a big deal. So, instead, getting it. Oh, okay. Going over here, revealing itself basically. If he does move a unit over here. Not going for the mountain, going for the interrupt, which is fine actually. There's no real issue, but Orange will have control of the mountain and reveal everything, which is, you know, not great. And also, yeah, you get control of the mountain. You can see when this artillery probably goes over here. If I'm an artillery on the weak side, I'm probably going in this forest here, controlling that city. And then over here is a counter to the mountain. Like everything's about the mountain. Everything's about the mountain. That's all I got to do. Early anti-air, no actual copters yet. Gets control of the mountain, sees literally everything. Knows not to attack into the artillery over there. Beautiful position by GetGood so far. I'm liking his position slightly better. Even though he did build the T-copter and he did get bit by the recon, I am enjoying his position slightly more. He's in position to interrupt both of these caps if so needed. Put this infantry on the mountain, reveal everything, and attack with, the infantry over there. So even if you get the control of the mountain, so Blue's going to get back control of the mountain, or I guess not. The mountain is still King of the Hill. This is King of the Hill right here. Seeing all the infantry come in, seeing there's no vehicles coming in as well, so he's like, okay, I got a tank. There's no other vehicles except for the, that's going to be ugly. You know why that's going to be ugly? Mech attacks, infantry attacks, tank attacks, artillery next turn. That's going to hurt for GrondGrond. That's going to hurt for GrondGrond. GrondGrond has a better army over here, but it seems so far GrondGrond's kind of gone like halvesies. He's been, if you've been watching my videos, you know about the stabbling and the dabbling. This is some dabbling over here. A little bit of army here, a little bit of army here. Typically in Fog, you want to be stabbling, meaning you want to stab your opponent. You want to go all out in one area and just win cleanly, rather than have 2 equal areas, because then one is going to lose and one is going to win. Whereas if you have all in one area, one is going to lose and one's going to win. But you're going to have one huge win and a minimal loss, because you're not going to have much to lose if you catch my point. So, see how this plays out. Bye-bye. I saw that immediately. Good tactics, like I said. These people know their shit. They're good tacticians. Tank coming in, getting that easy property over there. Blue hasn't even gotten this corner property over here. Typically, well, I guess both of them are not in position quite yet, but soon TM. Doesn't opt to interrupt over here. Gets vision. Beautiful. But sees this, allows it. Which makes sense because, look, he sees that there's not much over here. So when you can sense your opponent has not very much where you're fighting, they're going to have a lot on the other side. These people aren't just like baboons, right? Like, they're not going to just lose all over the place. They're going to be strong in one area and weaker in their other area. So if your opponent is suspiciously weak in one area, please assume that they're strong in the other area and do not fight them there, okay? Just because you got a taste for winning doesn't mean you should do it. So similarly, very cautious about getting this property. Smart move. You capture that, it's guaranteed to die to this tank over there. And there's no vehicles except for this little wimpy tank by itself at the top. There's artillery, there's anti-air, there's things coming. Double anti-air, that's a gamble because you're opting to not build tanks. You're really hoping your opponent is caught off guard building copters. So if they don't build a copter, they're in for a rude awakening. No one's building copters. Like I said, copters are tucked away in the corner. They're not really that phenomenal here. Tank comes in, kills off the mountain, doesn't get control, moves the artillery over there though, securing the mountain, securing this property basically. This infantry is going to go over here, capture that property, has to basically retreat. Okay, not retreating. That's a little dubious. Gonna lose all of those units over there. Gonna lose the recon. Gonna lose that infantry. Gonna lose the mountain. Gonna lose that mountain, baby. Donk. Bonk. Bonk. And the mountain hit. Like I said, I mean, I get it. There's income here, but it's going to be interrupted first off. You can bet your balls it's going to be interrupted over there. Attack from the mountain first before you do any of this stuff. Before you do any of this stuff, attack on the mountain, see the vision. Maybe there could have been an artillery here or something. You know what I mean? Like there could have been artillery. Get that vision first. Bring your recons into the attack first. Get the vision first. Then you decide what you're going to do with your units. Vision first. Then you attack. So a little bit of a blunder. It didn't really bite him in the ass here. He got kind of away with it. But I would have played this turn slightly different. He got away with it though, which is like, if you're not punished for the actions you take, you're not going to really learn your lesson. But I'm here just to call it out. I think he makes a lot of great decisions, but right there, I disagree. Playing very passive over here, but playing just brutally aggressive. A little too aggressive, I would argue. Mountain. So strong side for blue is over here now. Kind of had a little flip-floppities. But like a very slight strong side. Bringing in artillery, kind of trapping this tank, to be perfectly honest. That tank is pretty much trapped. Recon coming in. See, you don't really need a recon where you have the mountain. That's the beauty of it. You don't need a recon. Save that 4K, build yourself a nicer tank. Build yourself a medium tank, a decopter, etc. So killing off this property over here, I don't like this from GrondGrond. You just saw 3 tanks. You have 0 vehicles to defend other than this 3 HP sloppy little artillery and an anti-air when there's no copters. Hard disagree. All 3 of these are dying. May even push in further and punish this. Gonna get control of the city easily. Also, GetGood. Oh no, it's GetGood's turn. So I got confused. I was like, what is this thing doing? So bye. Wait. Oh, he couldn't get control of the mountain. I'm gonna talk about that mountain every turn. I hope you guys are ready for the mountain comments, because they're coming every turn. More mountain comments. Okay, well that's a dead tank. No real vehicle reinforced. The tank's way too far off. So that's a dead tank. He's gonna get control of that city over there. Both sides are just winning on the other side, basically. Orange is winning hard over here. Blue is winning hard over here. We're not really having a clash of 2 like warthogs in the center, you know, tusks barred attacking or anything. It's more, hey, you can have your side, I can have my side. Getting vision over here, that's a brave move. You can see a lot of reinforcement lines. You're going to see every single vehicle that goes through here as long as you control that mountain. So that's not a bad mount to have control of. I don't know how long that's going to survive because it's easily spotted by other units like this recon. But while you have it, it's quite useful. So can't blame them for going for it. But now Deddy, Cap, boom, 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 boom. Everyone's loving their size. Blue has control of both these properties. And the thing is, did successfully interrupt that cap, but I don't think it's sustainable. He's going to get both these properties. He can try to put an artillery in this forest and maybe defend it slightly longer, but I do not think that's going to be viable. So he's going to capture that this turn and probably get control. I don't know how you stop this cap over here, basically. So good luck with that. Sacking all those units for this, not quite worth it in my opinion. Putting the artillery in the second best spot behind the first best spot over here because he doesn't have control of the mountain. The thing is, he has the mountain. He knows that's in there. That could be revealed by a penguin on a river right there. That could be revealed by anything on this river, and then you attack with a tank there. So that artillery could very well just be hit pretty easily this next turn. So it's a very dubious open. I think GrondGrond's going to have a great turn right here. He sees the reinforcement lines on this side, so he can see what's coming. I think he's going to have a great turn, even though he's not going to stop that cap. Whoa, oh, I completely missaw. He can slightly interrupt that, and I guess he could really do the gamble here. Move his artillery over there. That's dubious, though, because he could be attacked by a mech from a river. But as I said earlier, anti-air comes in. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, you revealed the anti-air. You want to keep your anti-air hidden. He doesn't have vision over here. Keep that hidden, so he sacks a copter into it. Now that he has revealed the anti-air, this copter's going to be like, oh, shit, I'm going to go south. I'm not going to go this direction. I'm going to go over here. Luckily for him, he does have another copter or anti-air over here. But I mentioned this in other videos. You want to have your teched up units like neo tanks, medium tanks hidden as long as possible. And then you reveal them, and then it catches your opponent off guard. Revealing the anti-airs, revealing your copters, revealing your teched up units too early Really gives your opponents a heads up, like, oh, I shouldn't go here. Oh, I shouldn't engage here. But if you reveal it like that, it's just kind of, ugh. I see why he wants to... Wait, no, I don't see why. He should have used his infantry attack right here on this 8 HP and attack with a tank into that. Very curious to see... Oh, he's going to wrap around. I see now. He's going to wrap around to hit the tank and not the artillery. Okay. Interesting. I think that's overextending, to be perfect. This is within 2 base range of this city over here, this property, this base. I think that's a bit of an overextension. He's kind of doing the overflowing aspect. He has the artillery around the city over here. Is the anti-air, is the tank. The tank's going to die. The anti-air is going to be attacked. Luckily, there's no powers available, but this... and bring another tank in, at least. And then going for the cap over here. This is an awfully ambitious attack. We'll be able to stop that with the 4 HP infantry, though. This is a real big gamble by GrondGrond. We'll see if it pays off. Because he's going to get annihilated down here from trying to... all these, like, planned interrupts. Like, he's just going to go ham here. Boom. Bong. Schlong. The song doesn't fit in that scenario there, but anyway, just, yeah, hit the anti-air there. Once you know the anti-air is weak and revealed, then you can bring your copters scot-free, basically. And basically gets away with surviving in their turn, bringing another copter, and there's no anti-air anywhere in the vicinity. Only one's down here. He has to build another, and it's going to take another 3 to 4 turns to go up there, so now basically GrondGrond is forced to retreat with these little sloppy 1 HP, 3 HP units. And for what? Like, to hit that tank down a little bit? I think it would have been better off just attacking this artillery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, he could have gotten a better attack over here, maintained control of the mountain, and then attack this artillery and not reveal the anti-air. This copter could have suicided itself in, and you kill it, and then you're feeling good. But just got a little too crazy there. Too hyper-aggressive. So now he has to retreat. Oh, okay, or not. Or not. Who knows? Just fighting into the abyss. Fighting into the abyss. This, okay. This is a little reckless. And both of them are really overextended, by the way. He's going to lose a few tanks here. 1, 2 tanks. The anti-air will catch the copter off guard in the forest, which is really nice. So you probably won't be able to kill the anti-air. Just weaken it. Like I said, it's going to take 3 to 4 turns for this anti-air pier to reinforce. Now, you might notice that both players have their superpower basically available when they want to use it. It's a question of if they will use it, when will they use it, etc. Like I said, spoiler alert, they're going to be using their superpower, so it's coming. It's a question of when. It's day 15, by the way. Time has flown by. The average Advance Wars game is around 14 to 18 turns, so we're already pretty much at the average, and the game is just basically starting. So you know this is going to be a slog. Recon coming in, BPD's getting vision. Since you don't have control of the mountain, you kind of need recons on your weak side over there. Makes sense. Copter spammage works. Interestingly enough, this does not attack in the forest. Oh, I know why. Because he doesn't know if there's anything in the forest, which is okay. I understand. You don't want to be. The last thing you want to do is be trapped, and then you can't even hit the copter, and then you just basically like lose that engagement. So not worth the risk. I understand attacking from the bridge here, but now it's going to die. It's basically a story of 2 counterattacks. Now blue is counterattacking, winning over here, and orange is counterattacking, winning over here. It's kind of like they heavily invested in one side, then they gave up on it, and then they went full out on the defensive. Kind of interesting how they both kind of mirrored tactics of the other player. So you kind of have to retreat here, but no retreat. Recon attacking a copter. Like, this is... GrondGrond is not giving up over here. Very interesting. I mean, the recon is defended, technically, by that artillery. Interestingly enough. But lost control of this little city over here. Doesn't have the mountain vision anymore, seeing their reinforced lines. Has the mountain over here, though. I'm assuming GetGood's going to put it probably in this forest, if possible. No, I actually has to retreat further. There's 1, 2, 3 tanks versus 1 6 HP tank. GetGood has to retreat now. He might actually lose all those properties. He might lose all those properties that he works so hard for. Likewise, GrondGrond might lose some properties at the top. This is really, like, game has flipped up a complete 180. And now the strong side has become the weak side. The game is completely transformed. The mountains are going under the control of the opposing army. Getting control of that over there. Oh my gosh, this is a complete flip. It's dead even, though. And now the same thing is happening. We're gonna win over here. Gonna start spamming stuff over here. Gonna win over here. Gonna start spamming stuff over here. So it's gonna always like go back and forth. Whenever you're winning really hard, they take their foot off the gas pedal. Okay, let's focus on my defensive side. And then the other opponent freaks out and does all out on their defensive side, and then it just keeps switching. Soon, blue's gonna win back this. And orange is gonna win back this. I just know it's coming. It's one of those games that just keeps going back and forth, and just getting that little micro advantage, getting that income advantage is still 19k per side. 19k income is income parity on this map. Like I said, a low income map. So I'm expecting the sides to flip. But in the meantime, will GrondGrond be able to flip this property and this bottom property over there? Will he be able to? And this artillery is about to be in a great, phenomenal position right here, or perhaps up right there. Building more artillery as well over here. Probably wants to get control of that and re-establish control of the mountain, which he's about to lose very shortly. Losing a lot of units. Also, flipping this property right there. Will he be able to, or will he sack a tank in to stop this? It remains to be seen. GrondGrond has been playing a lot more aggressive than GetGood has so far. I would say that the game has typically favored GetGood slightly so far due to the fact that he's been less aggressive in Baboonian. He has more units for that matter. So if you look at the kill to death ratio, it's slightly in the kills for GetGood rather than GrondGrond, but it's mostly infantry and a few recons. It's not as many vehicles. So first tech up of the game, medium tank on the weak side over here by GetGood. Bringing in our recon over here because he does not have the mountain. He has another recon right here, so can't get enough vision, I guess. Sees that this is interruptible. Didn't know earlier if this was an interruptible cap. Will he sack an anti-aero tank to stop this? We will find out very shortly. Has his own T-copter over here. Really wants this corner property. So his tip right now, GrondGrond has the income advantage. Knowing him, I think he's going to interrupt that. He's going to attack the tank with his tank, and he's going to attack the infantry with the anti-aero. That's my first inclination as GrondGrond. How he has been playing, that is my first thought process. Let's see if he does it. I knew it. I knew it. I know the Grond. I know the Grond thought process. I don't agree with that move right there. He's going to lose all of those units. Actually, you know what? He's going to get away with it. Like I mentioned, he stopped putting on the pressure. This is not a tank. Imagine if he had more tanks here. 3 HP, 4 HP tank. He can't actually kill off that anti-air without using like a superpower. His copters will be able to murder the tank, no problem, but he doesn't have enough tanks to kill off the anti-air over there. So this actually, hyper-aggressiveness actually pays off in this instance. 9 times out of 10, this is not going to work out for you. However, like I said, both of them are just easing up when they need it the most. Like, he has so much power over here. There's only been infantry coming over here. This is all blue has now. And he's outnumbered. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tanks. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. And a medium tank's coming. And there's an anti-air there. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 infantry. Okay, there's more infantry for blue, but in the end, it's vehicles that are going to matter. So very curious how both players are kind of just mimicking. See, he can't even kill off that anti-air right there. But he really wants the property. He will get the property. Or he should, at least. Oh, he needs 9, so I technically could suicide himself into it. It is trapped. And like I said earlier, there's no tanks over here for blue in position quite yet. Just a recon. He can't really bust that thing out of jail. And then like a 1, 2, 3, I don't know, try to kill that copter or something. So it's not going to happen. He can interrupt the cap, I guess. But now orange getting in position. Has limited vision because all he has is the recon, does not have the mountain. So blue will probably have a nice counterattack at the bottom over here, get some kills down. Now has a 4k income advantage, temporarily at least. Boomba, Bongla, gonna hit that artillery no doubt. A futile T-copter attempt trying to block that capture for an extra turn. Won't even allow that. However, it does a good job distracting these tanks and they won't be able to attack over here as much. Because of this double attack over here, he cannot kill off these 2 tanks here. Instead of doing that, this tank could have attacked this tank on the city. This tank could have attacked this tank over here and murdered from the forest. Like, there was a lot of other options, but instead, opted to kill off the T-copter. I don't think it was that necessary to kill off the T-copter this turn. This infantry could have just attacked it. Hell, this infantry could have just taken the T-copter around and plopped like behind or something, and next turn would have been able to kill the T-copter there. I don't think you needed to use an entire 2 tanks to kill off a T-Copter to guarantee that cap. So the T-Copter did a great job distracting in that instance. Interrupts the cap. I get the feeling that GrondGrond really values income more than anything else, and the GetGood values units more than anything else. As you can see, the unit count has consistently been in GetGood's favor. The income has consistently been in GrondGrondGrond's favor. So just 2 different play styles. The Poland play style, which is like denying income, although that's more of a standard play kind of play style. And then you have the unit count, which I usually try to go for. The Rip definitely goes for this. One of the best players, Rip, always opts for the unit count. And I'm more in that kind of category, I would say. Unit count is the most valuable. Although in low income maps, you know, there's more value behind denying income. So now GetGood is actually going to be behind temporarily 6K. Soon it's going to be 4K again, but still it's pretty big deal. This infantry is not in position to cap that yet either. Oh, forget it. 6K is coming for a bit, ladies and gentlemen. 6K is coming for a bit. And this artillery over here cannot go into this forest because it will easily be revealed and destroyed by the swarm of copters and slopters over there. So instead, it goes for a very passive position, understandably so. So yeah, GrondGrond has an enormous income advantage. Down units, but enormous income advantage. You can start pumping out neo-tanks at this rate. Build 2 tanks, and what I like to do when I have a high income, build 2 tanks and save like 6, 7K. Then you build a neo-tank next turn, really catch him off guard. Because he doesn't really have as much to deal with this medium tank. Sure, there's an artillery and some copters, but a neo tank is like the best counter to a medium tank. It nearly one-shots it. I think it might even be able to as Hawk on a road, maybe, probably not, but close to it. So and saving some funds. Okay, saving 3K. Well, now I'm gonna have 25K next turn, but he does have some units being healed up, I believe, like this tank over here. So he still won't be able to afford a neo tank. I would prefer to build an infantry there and then guarantee that you're gonna have a neo tank next turn. And now, GetGood decides, hey, I'm behind 6K. I really want to break through all these over here. I'm at a disadvantage when it comes to that. And he's actually coming quite close up to me in unit value. It's time to pop the superpower. So he has good vision. He has a recon over here seeing pretty decently over here. He has a tank seeing pretty decently over here. He has a recon over here. He has good vision, which is number 1 importance when you are about to use your Black Storm. He decides to use it. A very bold move. The first Black Storm by GetGood, because the counterattack to this is going to be massive. So if we look at the calculations here, the healing done by the Black Storm is about 10,000. The damage done by the Black Storm, 144. 30,000. So he healed 10,000 and he took 30,000 in damage. So assume that the other way. When the turn ends, GrondGrond is going to be doing 30,000 of damage and probably healing 30,000 of damage as well. Healing and doing so you have a net gain of 20,000 overall. The thing that you gain by using the superpower first is you have the 10-10 extra offensive and defensive firepower first, and you have a bunch of weakened units that are ripe for the picking first. So that's the advantage you have, although you will typically be losing a net gain from using the superpower first. So will he be able to use this to his advantage? Medium tank comes in, kaponga, bong, bong, one shot. Almost got the mountain too. Bong, bong. Oh, it doesn't quite kill off. Copters come in, boom. Boom, that 4-piece tank that people thought was dead ain't dead. You want to kill that off? There you go. And just like that. Pretty strong attack right there. Look at how much damage you did. Look how much damage you did. Damn. Double the unit value. 33 to 23 units. So I would say that's a pretty effective superpower right there. Very rarely, like I said, 9 times out of 10, you do not want to be using the superpower first, but in that instance, it seemed to be pretty great. But there's going to be a huge counterattack by GrondGrond. First off, he's going to probably heal up to over 100,000 pretty easily, if not more. And he's going to be doing $30,000 to $35,000 in damage. Yeah, how much damage is he doing? He's at 163,000. It's probably going to go down to like 130,000, 125,000. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. That's $35,000. That's 35,000 basically. Copter comes in, one shot. Boom. Bong. So it's going to be a brutal counterattack. But he did lose a lot of units. He's still down 23 to 32 units. So, and not attacking it, he actually decides, hey, I know that they're there because of the mountain. He knows about the anti-air because of the mountain. Instead, opts to be very defensive. Actually does not attack in. And those all got kills basically for free. Personally, I probably would have attacked into all these things. You have 3 copters. You know there's one anti-air, one of them's going to die. But you get 3 copter hits and 1 dies. I think that's still a pretty favorable trade. You get to kill off or at least severely weaken 2 tanks, 3 tanks. Like, I would do that in, a split second. So I don't know about that. Seems a little passive. But now, GetGood has recovered some of that income disadvantage. And after the turn ends, look. The turn ends for GrondGrond. They're dead even. Look at that income. Or the unit value. Dead even at the end of GrondGrond's turn. That tells you all you need to know. That was an effective superpower by GetGood. Very effective. Honestly, I think that was a misplay by GrondGrond not attacking into this, even though he sees the anti-air. But all the same, that was pretty effective. So, props to GetGood for doing one of the proud uses of Blackstorm first. So now, GrondGrond finds himself in a bit of a pickle. He has the income advantage, but for how long? He's about to lose this property, he's about to lose this property, and then he loses all of his income advantage. He's going to have lack of income advantage, he's going to have less units, he's going to have less unit value. So how is he going to deal with this? Kills off that with a copter, or with a recon rather. He's now going all out over here, sort of, but he has units here. He's still kind of dabbling. Orange has really pulled off the pressure on this side over here. There's not much units over here, so actually GrondGrond will actually probably be able to stop that cap, stop any shenanigans over at the top. This property right here is not going to be able to be held long term by Orange. This is way too far into a blue territory over here. So this is a better property to flip than this front one typically, unless you can somehow get an artillery all the way into this forest, but that's a rarity. So now it looks like there's a front shift going on, or just being defensive, kind of giving up these properties willingly. So GrondGrond being a little defensive now. Hoping that Orange overextends, and he does. He's going to lose those units. So, sometimes, you play the Sun Tzu kind of game. You're like, all right, pretend you are weak while you are strong, and then beat their ass cheeks. Like, do something like that. So, but GrondGrond, let's see if he can use all that income advantage to his advantage. Goes off a Riki. What you really love to see is when you can kill something off with a copter, and then you can surround it with like infantry and stuff, so you get away with a free copter hit basically. Like for example, this copper attacking in this tank, you kill off the tank, you put something in between here, and then you can never even hit the copter, you know what I mean? So I would have preferred to see this copter attack this tank from this forest. Oh, it did actually. And then you put something on top. Yeah, like that. Sorry, I wasn't even paying attention. You love to see that when the copter does the attack first, gets away with murder, and then the anti-air can't even reach you at the end of the game, at the end of the day. It's one of the best. And then you have a Neo tank. The golf balls are out. The golf balls are out. 4! So, not getting that property. Boom, bada doom doom. It is day 23, by the way. The days are just flying by. GetGood, consolidating at the bottom, now only behind 2k. And that's gonna be 0k very soon. You're not gonna be able to interrupt that. This is just flippity floppity. And if I'm Orange, I'm probably gonna back up over here because you're losing. Getting a little aggressive over there. Is very ironic to me that the turn where he could have been aggressive and done a lot of damage and lost one to the copters, now he's being aggressive over here, and he's going to lose both of those copters. So if his goal was to preserve the copter's lifespan, he has failed in that regard. I do not know why all of a sudden he's feeling so confident. His army is basically the same size as before, minus the golf ball. Yet he is being more reckless now, so he's about to lose 18k in units. But luckily for him, he is winning over here at the top. Honestly, if he didn't attack into this and he just won up here, he's looking pretty damn good. I would say he has the advantage in the game. If you can win on one side and just not lose on the other, you're doing phenomenal. You don't have to try to win everywhere at the map at once. Like I said, in many of my videos, you're like a piston. You attack somewhere, you pull back. Attack, pull back. Attack, pull back. Opposite side should do the opposite of what you're doing on one side. Do not go all attack. When you're punching someone, you go boom, boom, bam. You don't go boom, boom. You don't punch with 2 hands, you're going to get socked in the face, and you're going to get knocked out flat. So, it's like a piston, it's like punching. One to defend, one to attack. You don't just go all out everywhere and then just lose. So, these are all going to die. Boom, 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 boom. Losing the property there. Losing over here. Like, this, can you imagine? Not losing all these, but killing all these orange units off. He would get back the unit advantage. He would get back the unit income advantage by taking this property here. He would win back everything. But the discipline by GrondGrond. He had discipline here earlier. I don't know what happened, but he lost that discipline. He got reckless. He got feckless, he got reckless. And now his army is paying the price. But he's going to annihilate his army regardless at the top, keeping him in the game. Someone got trapped. I always like seeing that exclamation point. Bye-bye in medium, though. This is a nice little steal right here. Boom! That's a lot of damage right there. That is 6... What does the medium take? 1,600? I'm not going to calculate. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. That's 9,600 in damage right there. Sarah did calculate 9,600 off the top of my head. Boom. So watch out for that medium tank. And there's no answer. There's 2 artillery. Weakened artillery, granted. No other tucked up units over here. So that Neo tank is probably going to do a lot of work. Sinks the black boat, allowing a possible HQ cap later. Sinks the black boat. All right, kill off that tank. Was it worth it? Will it come to bite him in the later on? Also, that copter's gonna die 100%. So, get control of that mountain, though. Get control of that mountain, though. See everything. Get control of the damn mountain, you two. Stop horsing around to get control of the mountain. First thing you do on the turn, mountain control, vision control. Oh, wow. Medium tank doesn't even give half a shit about that. Can still attack that. Ooh, great attack. GrondGrond is finding the tactics now. GrondGrond, he's over-aggressive, but he is finding the tactics. This is his strength right here. He's finding the tactics here. Beautiful. I thought he was coming out of the game and kind of losing, but now GrondGrond, and he hits the copter, one-shots it. And he has the HQ vulnerable now. Okay, this is kind of weird. These little trapped units, he's going to interrupt that, but GrondGrond, and before you know it, he's going to be pretty equal on income. Winning that, he's behind. Everything is flipped. Everything is flipped, basically, but if you can flip this property over here, they will be equal again. So now GetGood has the income advantage. And how do you deal with that Neo tank, man? How do you deal with that golf ball? That artillery is probably going to die. And once again, blue is probably going to win down here. Orange is reinforcing over here, so blue has to back off. Over and over and over again. It's like, oh, I'm strong here. I should stop being strong here. Oh, I'm weak here. I should be really strong here. And both of them think at the exact same time. I mean, it's your natural inclination. I understand. But still, you're going to get this property too, which is nice. You like to see that. Interestingly enough, does not attack with a Neo tank there. I guess fearing another... You don't want to be a Neo tank on a road, I suppose. For all you know, there could be a Neo tank hiding. But I would have used that recon first, you can see anyway. Alright, still gets a kill off there. And captures the property. Okay, I see you. I see your tactics. No mountain, though. You're going to allow orange to get the mountain and see everything. This is the blunder. Boom, boom, bong, 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 blong, badong. Equal income coming. Mountain secured. How the mountain goes, the game goes, is how I say. We got control of the mountain, stopping the city there. Has a lot of units. Neo tank is a bit neutralized now. All he can really attack are infantry. Income equalized again. Day 28. Jesus, this game is going on. Secures all this. Will get the property, seemingly so. Although can kill the artillery and then interrupt slightly more. Maybe not quite though, getting the property actually. Take that back. Could use a black storm here and actually stop that property. Will it happen? Property is... Oh! The Riki! The Riki! Oh! And we are still locked in at 19k apiece. That is wild! The artillery is moving before the anti-air? That thing is no vision. What the hell? That is the boldest artillery I've ever seen. I have never seen an artillery move first. Wow. Wow, these are really... GetGood is being so aggressive now. He was so calm and collected. He is going wild. What is going on? It's like something switched in his head. Jesus, he's angry or some shit. Damn, okay. This is a real interesting paradigm shift for him. He is losing hard over here. And it's not winning really that hard over there, so I can see why he's freaking out slightly. And you love to have these T-copters in moments like this. So you can have infantry cap the corner. GrondGrond looking in a really good position right now. GrondGrond looking in a very good position right now. Recon even interrupts over there. Infantry sacks itself to delay a cap over there. Maybe move their T-copter there. It only has 9 fuel. You might as well just sack it at this point, to be honest. It's just worth to be fodder. Neo-tank in position. If I'm GrondGrond here, I'm probably going to save up. Build like 2 infantry. Build a Neo-tank next turn. Imagine a Neo-tank on one side and Neo-tank on the other side. How do you deal with that? He's got medium tanks. Those aren't gonna... Medium tank is the first strike on the Neo-tank. It's probably going to knock it down to like 6. It's going to fire back and do also like 5 or 6 damage back. Neo-tank, even if the medium tank attacks first, on considering equal terrain, the Neo-tank will win no matter if the medium tank attacks first, regardless of terrain. If they're the same terrain. If medium tank attacks from the HQ and the Neo tank's on a road, obviously it's gonna be bad. But assuming all things equal, I should say. So, ooh, that's brutal right there. Look at that. Although the recon can kill off this and then kill the copter. Never mind. I thought he was gonna be able to get away with that. If he does do that, no, yeah, he will be able to kill the copter there. So he needs to be aware of that. Resizing. Cap, the cappening, as some people might say. Boom. No, you little reekers. You little reekers. He really wants to stop the caps. You got to kill off. Oh, it's in the forest. It's in the forest. I take that back. I forgot that was in the forest. If you could have just killed off the recon, killed with the tank with the recon, that would have been brutal right there. I haven't even been wearing my glasses. I'm surprised my eyes aren't super strained. Stops all 3 caps, basically, regardless. Save up the income. Build the Neo. Man, he loves his artillery. These guys are loving that artillery. I mean, they're good on this map. Probably needs more anti-air, though. Like, all these copters. He's about... When you attack something with your anti-air, assume it's going to die. And build a new anti-air. Typically is my rule of thumb. If your anti-air is exposed, it's going to die. It's like a favorite target. Tanks get such favorable trades with them. You want to have another anti-air ready to come back up, to be called upon if your other one's going to die. And there is no anti-air really over this. This one probably front shift to the middle actually over there. I would like to see this anti-air front shift to this forest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't go in the forest. It'd be exposed on these shoals too. That's tricky. That's tricky. Copter coming in. Boongla. And he's going to stop that cap like he always does because he loves stopping caps. He just loves it. Can't help himself. Neo tank in position. GrondGrond has a 4K income advantage. Can't help himself. Soon to be 2K though. Boomba. Actually, no, it's still 4K. He got this property over here and still 4K. Not bad. This is so back and forth. When is there going to be decisive victory? There needs to be another decisive like Black Storm. I thought GetGood had a good position after the last Black Storm, but it seemed like GrondGrond just kind of came back and has a really good position in terms of teched up units. Still liking GrondGrond's position slightly better. But I don't know if it's sustainable that he keeps sacking all of these units. He doesn't have anti-air. This is going to hurt him a lot. He doesn't have anti-air position for this copter. He's going to get a free copter hit on that tank and kill it. You hate to see it. But his anti-air... Bit of a mistake. When you have your anti-air exposed, imagine having this anti-air 1 turn earlier. Like when that other one was exposed, you build it 1 turn earlier, you kill off the copter. And that's game-changing right there. So, another Deej rule of thumb. If you expose an anti-air after it kills the copter, assume it is dead. It is the dead man walking. Build a new anti-air, goddammit. Build a new anti-air if your first anti-air is killing something, or if it's exposed on a road. Even on a city, play it safe, build another anti-air. Assume it's going to die. So now, GetGood has a pretty favorable unit count advantage, but he's behind on the income, and he's behind on the unit value at the end of the turn. All things considered, ooh, he might be able to sneak that in with the copter. Good positioning by the copter over there will be able to stop that. This seems like an overextension by GrondGrond, and I can see a Black Storm happening here. I can see a Black Storm happening, and it could be brutal. It could be brutal. Will it happen? Gets vision. Gets vision. No. No Black Storm. Reveals the medium tank there. Okay. Boom. 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 Gets the interrupt both times. Ooh, very aggressive artillery right there, but it's a beautiful positioning too. Guarding both of these medium tanks, you cannot win this as blue. You do not have an anti-air position. Oh, actually he does. This one can kill the copter. Not bad. Assuming where this infantry goes. And this infantry needs to go on the city. Needs to go on this road right there. It's going to be critical what he does with that infantry. Meanwhile, at the top schlop, mopping up the top schlop. Blue should be winning that up there. Blocks in, so now it's a safe copter unless you dedicate an entire unit to kill off this unit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so it can attack here, infantry attacks here, and you can still reach it. He will kill the copter, assuming he does good tactics, which he will because he's a good player, I would assume. This is tactics at the top, relatively decent. Ooh, that wasn't great. Yeah, kill off that. Oh, he couldn't see it. He didn't have the mountain. He had the mountain now. Can't reach the copter. Can't reach the copter. Can't reach the copter. A Black Storm is coming, I know it. These are all going to die if the Black Storm happens. I knew it. It's one of those turns, you just know it deep down. A Black Storm is happening. This is going to be brutal. Boom, one shot. Boom, one shot. Boom, two shot. Boom. Boom. Bloom. Berg. Business week. Boom, buy a Neo tank. Oh, everything's going to die. Everything's going to die. Oh, Lord, this is going to be brutal. This is going to be brutal. Everything is dying. Wow. Wow. That was one of the best Black Storms. That was better than the first one. Look at that swing. 15 units. How do you come back? You have your Black Storm. Let's see how much it heals. It's going to like heal you up to like 9,000 maybe. Not even. I did a shit ton though. I will say that did a shit ton to him, but still. Wow. And what is this counterattack? End of the turn. Double basically unit value or units like. Oh boy. Oh, and flip the property. The mechs are coming in. He might even get the mountain. He might even get the mountain. Nope, doesn't get the mountain. Doesn't get the mountain, but this is just brutal. 13 units? 13 units? Grond. How do you... Well, Grond's... I feel like Grond is just lost now, right? How can you come back from this? It would be insurmountable, I would think. I could be proven wrong, but this seems so strong, and you're gonna get this property over here. This property's hanging over here. A lot of hanging properties. There's one tank and a Neo tank there. Neo tanks need vision support, needs a recon, and needs mountain control to be used effectively, or else it's gonna get trapped. So get good. Losing at the top though. GrondGrond is having but he's 14 units. He can't pull this off, can he? Clearly he can't. No way. No way. No way, Grondy can do it. The Rio Grande. The Rio Grande over here. This is what this river is. The Rio Grande. Ha ha ha. Good joke. Good joke, Deej. You smart. You funny. You nice. You beautiful. That's what you guys should be saying right now. That's what you should be saying. But instead you're just going. Oh, that was a banana. That was a banana. Going like this. That's a banana. Don't interpret that any other way. Okay? Banana. Banana. And if you're thinking something else, you're sick. You're sick and I can't help you. It's a banana. Anyway, Grondy, the Rio Grande. Can he cross the Rio Grande here? He's doing the mech. When in doubt, mech it out. Okay. He's coming back. 21 units. Okay. He ends the turn behind though in unit value. GetGood's gonna get that property. We had 4K. He's gonna get the mountain. Okay. Get in the freaking mountain. Get in the freaking mountain. Get in the freaking mountain. Okay, there's a counterattack. There's a counterattack coming. It's day 39. Day 30 freaking 9. The mech chain has ended. The Congo line has ended. No more mech chains. Boom, boom, boom. Grondy or GetGood is like... He's got such a huge army over here. I don't care if you have a Neo tank. It's going to take like 3 more turns for him to build up enough units, just dedicating 2 bases over here and an airport. That's it. That is a completely strong army. And I don't think he's going to be giving up those 2 properties, to be perfectly honest. This is 40 units to 24. No way, Grondy. No way you can pull this off. No way. Okay, you're not even get his portal. Okay. Alright, Grond. Alright, Grond. I see you. And look at this mountain control. Look at this mountain. Good luck getting back to that mountain. Good luck getting back to that. Helicopter. Schloptered. Schloptered. Monk. Monk. Bonk. Bonk. Yeah. 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 Oof. Ah. Oofa. Oofa Valufa. That looks good jizzle right there. And it is. Grond, I thought he had a chance actually to come back slightly, but that Black Storm was a beauty. I knew it was coming too. It's visceral. You know it's coming. When there's big, beefy, teched up units on the line, these are all gonna get mopped up like schlopped. Boom. And then you lose that much value. That is insane. That's more than half his army value. Swiped out in 1 turn. That was beautiful. GetGood. Not once. Twice used his superpower first. Demonstrated when to use it. The first one was good. I liked it. Second one was phenomenal. Now you guys know. It's not all about holding on to the Hawk superpower as long as possible. There are situations where you can use it. Number 1. You need vision. You need to know exactly what you're getting into. What are you going to be killing? You need to decide when you use your superpower. Number 2, you need to wall break a whole bunch. Number 3, there should be teched up units and units of value you should get. You should be able to stop captures, get captures. Maybe you have a guy with 8 HP and then he needs 10 to get it. You can use your superpower and then you can actually capture a property. That is also another thing that's possible here. Many instances you can use it. 9 times out of 10, hold it. But when that one beautiful time comes out to use it, and you use it well, that's what happens. You mop up all that schlop. But it was a story of the mountains. I don't think either player used the mountains as much as they could have or should have. Both players played phenomenally in terms of tactics. I will criticize Grond's passivity over here early, and then sheer buffoonery later. It seemed kind of strange. It's like Jekyll and Hyde. Similarly, GetGood over here was very passive at first, conserving his units, not stopping caps, instead favoring his unit count. But later on, he just went all out crazy for the caps. So it's just, I think both players just kind of got bored. The game was 41 days long. I think guys got bored and they started wanting to let's just end this. Let's just, beat each other up. And I understand that. I get bored after like 20 days, 25 days. So these games can slog on, especially if they're not live games. This game might have started in 2022 for all I know. And these games can really draw on and on. But now you guys know, there are opportunities to use a Hawk superpower effectively when you're in a Hawk mirror. So keep that in mind. It's kind of in the same vein of using the Drake superpower versus Andy. If you have enough things to kill, you can use the superpower first, and then it kind of validates itself. But if you don't, you're in for a rough time after using that superpower. So I could have seen a lot of instances where the game could have been blundered by either side using the superpower early. Didn't happen that way. Both superpower uses were quite effective. And yeah, GetGood, I think he's now like a 1600 level player, 1615, way up there, top 4, I think, top 3 maybe even, behind like Rip Alagatua and like Tordred or something. So very impressive. But yeah, that's 1 vs 1 Marne. So I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys were entertained by that long game. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.